Welcome to Smarter Operations. I'm Mike Fritsch, a business consultant and Smartsheet expert. In this series, I introduce Smartsheet users who've transformed their workflows and increased business efficiency with Smartsheet. I'm thrilled today to be joined by Paola Barlow, the CEO of TEOPM. She's helped semiconductor, utility, and construction companies improve their operations with Smartsheet. We're going to dive into a little bit about her journey as a Smartsheet user, but first we'll talk about a very cool solution she found for a problem about when you've got a create date, sometimes that new record entry is inaccurate because of time zone differences. So she's going to show us a kind of a quick and easy way to make sure that your dates are in fact accurate. So tell us a little bit about the problem that you found and how you came up with the solution.
Yes, of course. So this situation presented to us, to our team, when we were building a solution that was for this company that had technicians scattered in different areas of the country, and they needed to record production on a timely, accurate manner. And we started noticing this discrepancy that was shifting the entries a whole day, affecting obviously the metrics for those technicians that were actually doing their job on time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can detect this issue and how we can solve it together.
Awesome. So for the purpose of our demo today, we created an example for you. So you could, so we can walk together as to how we're going to compose this formula. So let's go into our sheet. And over here, you can see that we have highlighted 3 records. These records were created on the East Coast, and they are a pretty clear example of what we're talking about with this confusion as to what is happening with the created date column versus the date only function. Here we go. So our created date is a system column. This is directly right here, right? And then we have our column over here feeding from our created, we have our function feeding from our create date column, which is this one. And these are very clear examples of this record being pushed onto the next day, right? So this record was created on the 5th of September, 7:25 p.m., and it gets pushed to the 6th of September. This one's a little bit more odd. This record was just submitted at 5:47 p.m., but automatically gets pushed onto the next day. So this, again, could create an issue, right, for a couple of workflows when day tracking, it's very important. So how do we put together a formula that's actually going to give me the right, accurate date? Well, this formula, it's also going to connect to our created date, our system column. And let's walk through together as to how are we going to set it up here in our column. So we start with our equal sign, and we're going to use the function date, just date. We're going to open a parentheses, and we're going to add the function of value. We're going to open another parentheses, and we're going to add a label here for 20. This is for our year 20, plus the next function called mid. Mid will allow us to extract the digits of the year that are going to compose our date. So in here, we open parentheses and we connect it to our created date column. And we tell it to begin counting from the position 7 and to bring into our cell those 2 digits. In any formula, we're always going to start from left to right. So in this case, mid start from the position 7 and bring me 2, right? So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is my 2 and that is my 4. So my 24. And this piece, all this, is going to take care of our 2024, our year. To continue, we're going to separate with a comma. We're going to follow the same process. We're going to add value, our function value. Open up another parentheses, and instead of mid, we will use left. We are extracting the data digit by digit to make sure we bring the right information. So for left, since we already started on left, it's pretty straightforward, and we just tell it to bring over 2 digits. That is our 09. That will be our month. So we took care already of our year. Now we're taking care of our month. We're going to close the parentheses for the left and the parentheses for the values, functions here. Same process, we add a comma, we add our function value again, we open parentheses, and we add our mid value function again. And this time we're just going to tell it to start off position 4 and to bring 2 digits. So for this case, 4 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to bring 2 digits. That will be our 07, and that piece here is going to take care of our day. Lastly, we're just going to close our parentheses, and there we have it. We have 09, 07, 24, 09, 07, 24, and yes, this column will be a date column. We need that property in the column to read it correctly. But initially with our date function here, this will turn our values, our raw value, into a date that is actually reliable because it's really coming from the created date based on the time zone that record was originally entered into Smartsheet. And there we have it. As simple as that. This formula can be actually copied just as it is because we don't even need to worry about the columns names since it's always created date. We'll paste it in the chat for more details. But thank you. That's how we extract a date.
So that's very cool. Tell me where did you first kind of notice that as an issue, and what was the impact of it to the client?
Well, as I mentioned, we were building the solution, and the solution it's supposed to track the daily production per each of our techs on the ground field. And these techs were just getting terrible numbers, and they were concerned. They were like, hey, we're doing our job on time. We're reporting on time. What's going on? And well, we were checking our formulas. We're like, yep, we're using date only. That's what Smartsheet equipped us with to extract the date from the created formula column. So we were confused at first, and we did a little bit of research, and we found that we were not the only ones experiencing this issue. So it might be a functionality, it might be maybe an issue, I'm not sure, but we had to provide a solution to our customers and obviously take care of our techs that they were doing their job on time. So based on this situation, we just decided to extract what we needed from the column in a manual way per se, but still in a matter that will be and continue to be dynamically, that we don't have to go there and do any manual checkups or copy pastes and stuff. So that's how we figure it out. That's how we found out about the problem and
Right.
how the solution that the team came up with.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, that's not a trivial issue for a couple of reasons. One, you're going to get bad data if you don't fix that. Two, you're going to get some users who are really frustrated
Yes.
and maybe a little angry, and that could really cripple the acceptance of the solution. People go, oh, well, that's not accurate. So yeah,
Right.
that's a very cool way that you solve that. So excellent. So I want to ask a little bit about your Smartsheet journey. Tell me briefly, kind of, how did you get started in Smartsheet? You know, what got you
Yeah,
started?
absolutely. Well, TEOPM, we started as a project management firm, and we started supporting the semiconductor industry in Santa Clara and then in Arizona. And we're here with this group of project managers, construction coordinators, and at the time we're using project from Microsoft, and it's not as a friendly user tool as we're used to now with Smartsheet. So we had challenges to keep on track of the project plan and the schedules, and to share information and project documents with other teams involved in the project. So that's when we detected that need of, we need a better tool. We need a better software to really help us handle it all and organize us better. And I had this free account with Smartsheet back in 2015, and you could download it for free and you had it on your phone. So I was like, I remember seeing something about project management with Smartsheet.
Right.
So we started digging into it, and we came up with a beautiful solution with just one sheet, a couple of reports, and one dashboard. And it provided all we needed to help our team really drive the scope of the project back then. This is 2018, 2017. So from there on, that project management firm shifted to providing those workflows for other customers, understanding that they just need something fast, simple, and reliable, like Smartsheet.
Yeah, that's so cool. And that actually mirrors my journey a lot as well. So one of the smarter operations companies is a company called Confo that I'm part of. And our origins were in the semiconductor industry as well, with a lot of focus on factory startup. And very similar journey of using Microsoft Project and also using Oracle P6, which we still use in a lot of ways. But the interface with Smartsheet is so much easier for users on the ground to collaborate with. And so that brought us kind of on a very parallel path to you, and a lot of the same places, Santa Clara and Arizona, Intel, and big semiconductor firms like that. So that's very cool. So, when you first got started, any particular challenge in Smartsheet, real briefly, that you first thing you looked at and was like, oh man, that's a little tough?
Very briefly, process standardization, right? We right out of the get-go, we found out that we need to keep everybody on the same page. Bring in the big decision makers and just try to align a solution that will work for several teams, not just your team at the moment. But Smartsheet and the way that it was said, it was actually very easy to map it all and provide that solution. So far, if we play the PMO within our customers or within our own organization, that part gets, we can jump that obstacle easily.
Sure. Great. And if you had, for our new users out there who are watching this, if you had like one tip for a new user, what would be say, do this or go here or whatever? What's kind of your one tip for a new user?
Well, this might be a little hard one for a few people to listen, but it really comes from from the truth, from the bottom of my heart. Forget about Excel. Excel, in the way that Smartsheet looks like Excel, it's great for end users. End users take that adoption greatly, right? But if you want to be on this side of the line where you're actually implementing, you're going to save a lot of frustration if you do not try to bring your knowledge from Excel into Smartsheet. It's a very different platform. So my advice to those new implementers or people that are really creating the processes in the back end is give yourself the time to go through the training. There's a lot of resources out there. That's going to save you a lot of frustration and time, and it's going to take you and help you build something that's reliable and efficient for your whole organization.
Great, great. Well, today we learned about the power of Smartsheet and the ability to deal with challenges around the create date in multiple time zones that may appear to be a barrier at first, but there's ways to fix that. And Paola, any other final thoughts you'd like to share?
Well, I just have to say that if you're using Smartsheet, you're awesome. You're on the right track. But there's a lot to learn, so don't get discouraged. But just in case you get stuck, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to give you a hand. We'll have to help each other.
Great, great. And the other thing I'll say about the Smartsheet community is all of us Smartsheet aligned partners and Smartsheet consultants, we really do view this as a community, and we help each other. And so we don't view ourselves so much as competitors as we do partners in bringing Smartsheet success to our joint clients. So we're always happy to collaborate. So thanks for tuning in to Smarter Operations. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll get some more insights and great interviews with other industry experts. If you want to learn more about TEOPM, we'll have a link in the comments. Check that out. We'll also have the formula that you can copy and paste. So until next time, take care, and we look forward to the next one.